Good morning. It is 9:31 a.m. Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. I'm Mayor Chris Martin calling to order the regular session of the Logansport Board of Public and Safety. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call.
Chris Martin,
Here.
Jacob Thomaso,
Here. All right, we will move on to the approval of minutes for the August 9th, 2023 meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second. Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Thomaso,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes. Next is the approval of claims for $451,727.71. This includes claims for $98,829.77, trash for $107,903.41, TIP IP Resolution 2023-320 claims, $4,116, TIF Combined Resolution 2022-339 claim, $2,717.50, and a grant claim for community crossings, $238,161.03. I'll make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Thomaso,
Yes.
All right, public comments. Anyone in the audience who would like to make a comment, please come to the microphone and state your name and address for us. All right, seeing none. Moving on to old business, none, new business. Contracts and agreements, Central Paving Agreement of Service. Jan?
Good morning. This is to remove the north sidewalk along High Street at Spencer Park and replace it with an 8-foot wide trail, just that section.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very good. And it's within your budget.
it
so-
is within my budget.
All right, I will make a motion to approve the Central Paving Agreement of Service contract.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Jacob Thomaso,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Thanks, Jan.
Translation agreement for Sherilyn Castillo. Everything was turned in and signed as needed. So I'll make a motion to approve the translation agreement.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Thomaso,
Yes.
All right, contract for professional services, BCA Environmental Consultants, Deputy?
Yeah, this is for the Exide project. We just got confirmation yesterday that the deed was finally recorded and we are taking possession of the property after a long process. But this contract, yeah, this contract was run by the IFA, who's giving us the funding for the remediation over there, upwards of $3 million to do the work to clean up that site. And this will come out of that funding from the IFA. So there's going to be two different ways they're going to be able to do it. We're either going to be able to do our own city drawdown of the funds when we need to make payments and pay them, or there's something that we can do later on in the process to allow IFA to just pay the contractors directly, which may make things easier, but we'll work on that with the clerk's office when the time comes. But I'm really excited to get this project going.
Thank goodness.
get this
Have they given an ETA on how long it's going to take to complete the remediation?
Not yet. That'll
Okay.
come. So this will allow them to put together the bid specs and get things going. There's a chance that they might be able to work with contractors as a sub of themselves. Some of that has to be worked out with IFA, but that might make our timeline run a little bit faster
Of course.
too. So
Absolutely.
we'll have it done in time for building season next year, I would say.
Good. All right, I'll make a motion to approve the contract for professional services for BCA Environmental Consultants.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Thomaso,
Yes.
All right, police fire condemnation. Who spelled that?
It's commendation.
Commendation. Travis. GPI.
We're not. Oh, they're commendation.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just for the purposes of this, firefighters and officers, just when you hear your name, just stand and be recognized instead of everybody moving up here, since there's quite a few of you. So, on August 2nd, On August 2nd, at approximately 6:15, officers, firefighters, and medics were dispatched to the area of the train trestle off of Front Street in reference to an 11-year-old juvenile male stuck under a log in the river. Officers and firefighters on scene attempted to locate the subject, and at first they were unable to see him, but could hear his screams for help. Officers ran towards the yells down the riverbank. Still unable to locate the 11-year-old, they found his cousin in the river pointing towards him, being trapped between a log and a rock, I believe up to about his neck in the river. Officers located the child that was trapped in the log and ran up to him. The swift actions of Corporal Cody Kodum, Officers Bryce Hall, Andrew Haney, Aaron Coppenall, Quinn McGovern, along with the Logansport firefighters, Jamison Schaefer, Steve Miller, and Brad Moon, all worked as a team and lifted the log off the juvenile, saving him from what appeared to be dire circumstances of serious bodily injury or death. Alexis Bailey with the Cass County EMS quickly entered the river as well, assessed the juvenile prior to the officers and firefighters loading him on a Stokes basket, carrying him up the riverbank to safety for further medical treatment. The actions of all involved speak directly to the dedication of service to the citizens of Logansport. They are willing to risk their lives for those without question or hesitation to ensure the safety and well-being of everybody in the community. Officers of the Logansport Police Department, along with EMS, will be awarded a Police Commendation Award. Firefighters from the Logansport Fire Department will be awarded a Fire Commendation Award with certificates of the said award. This award is given for recognition of bravery, honor, and courage. So I want to thank the firefighters and the police officers and EMS for the job they did that day, saving the 11-year-old child in the river. So.
The officers and EMS and firefighters stand up so we can recognize. Very good. Thank you, guys. Very well. All right. Police Department's request to add James Kleppinger as a reserve police officer.
This is a request to the Board of Works and Public Safety for adding James Kleppinger as a reserve officer. Jim served with Logansport Police Department for over 20 years, and he retired in 2021. He immediately went over to Peru School Corporation and worked over there as an SRO, and he's currently employed at Dykeman Golf Course as well. Jim soon will be employed at the Logansport School Corporation as a SRO at the Intermediate 5th and 6th Grade Academy here shortly. So I was just requesting to be able to add him to our reserve program.
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve the addition of James Kleppinger as a reserve police officer.
Second.
Any further discussion? Just know we'll do the swearing in and everything after.
Yes, sir.
All right, call for question.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Thomasville,
Yes.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Fire Department monthly report for July 2023. Chief Bear.
Okay, so for the month of July, we had answered a total of 140 alarms. 2 were structure fires. We had 14 false alarms, 2 vehicle fires, 5 trash fires, 91 first responder calls, 3 vehicle extrications, 9 service calls, 3 power line incidents, and 10 multiple vehicle accidents. We also had 1 medical transport for the month, and then my fire inspector performed 15 initial inspections and 26 re-inspections. On July 13th, we were dispatched to 3416 East Market Street for a restaurant fire. Car 9 arrived on scene first and advised there was flames present on the roof. An all-call, along with utilities, building commissioner, and a fire investigator were requested. Crews set up the tower ladder, accessed the roof, extinguished the fire, did a primary search, ended up searching all the units. There was some water damage sustained to several units due to the water on the roof getting between the rubber roofing and the metal. The fire was ruled an accidental cooking fire, and there were no injuries sustained while fighting the fire. And then on July 30th, we were dispatched to 916 Van Tower Drive for a shed on fire. Initially was dispatched to DNR Fruit and Meat Market. Upon arrival, they noticed that the shed was actually on the 916 Van Tower. That was surrounded by a 6-foot fence along. It was also attached to a makeshift garage. Crews extinguished that. Investigator had responded, and he had could not rule out the fire was caused by the riding mower that was just recently used. I've also attached my mileage report for the month of July. Have any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the fire department's monthly report for July 2023.
Second?
Call for question.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Street Department applications for curb street cut for 1503 East Broadway.
Morning, Tony.
Morning, Tony.
Yeah, this street cut's to fix a gas leak there on the street.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the application for curb street cut for 1503 East Broadway.
Second?
Call for question.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes. All right. Applications for curb street cut for 924 Sherman Street.
Yeah, this is new construction of a garage, and they just need to make a street cut for a driveway, and they're within the parameters, so we're
Very
good.
good. Make a motion to approve the application for curb street cut for 924 Sherman Street.
Second?
Call for question.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
All right. City street closure request for NIPSCO for leak repair.
Yeah, this is a street closure for the street cut that we just did. They'll have to close it down because they're cutting clear across the street to fix the gas leak.
It'll be from 8:16 to 8:18, from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Correct, yeah.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the city street closure request for NIPSCO.
Second?
Call for question.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Tony.
Tony.
Cemetery's monthly report for July 2023. Good morning. Morning, Bob.
For the month of July, we assisted with grave and monument locations, maintenance on the equipment, kept cemetery records, and cleaned the building and grounds as needed. Mowed 240 hours, removed 5 large trees, removed 12 tree stumps. Finished the water line except for the meter hookup. Had 9 traditional burials, 1 cremation, sold 7 graves, and drove a total of 871 hours/miles.
Very good. I'll make a motion to approve the cemetery's monthly report for July 2023.
Second?
Call for question.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. Parks and Recreation monthly reports, park and golf mileage report for July 2023. Jan?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got all of our money for the grant, so we're pretty excited about that. It was really a couple days ahead of time even, so that was really great. So we have $35,000 match, and so that's a project we're going to be working on here over the fall and winter. So our goal is to have a ribbon cutting in the spring for the dog park. Mulehausen Aquatic Center is closed for the summer. The splash pad is still open. We hope to have that open through Labor Day. I kind of waiting to see what our utility bill here is. This point, this night, right here now at the end of the month here. So we'll see how we're doing. So we also at Park Board meeting received an RFP from KJG Steinberger Construction. We will be working with them to establish a plan for the stabilization of the shelter. That's the one thing we're going to try to get done ASAP with the funds that we have, and then talk about historic preservation after we get this stabilization done. So we are moving forward on that, but it still is a process. So we hope people understand that. The Dyckman Invitational was held here in July. They had 108 teams. 78 of those teams were from out of the city of Logansport or Cass County. So we had a lot of people in town using our hotels and gas stations and restaurants and bars. So we really had a great weekend, I think, that weekend. So moving forward, we are getting ready to put in a new pavilion at Fairview Park. The Century Career Center students will be constructing that starting in September. The pad is already poured and ready to go. The equipment is here, so hopefully it'll go quickly. So, and then we also have a list of Eagle Scout projects for Eagle Scouts here in the community. So Dr. Moracle is working with us on that, and we're looking forward to hearing from any of these scouts that need a project. So we got a good list. So we also had Tim Knoll, employee of 46 years for the Parks Department, retired here at the end of July. And George Elpers is also retiring. He's been here for quite a few years as well. And he's retiring at the end of this month. So we're losing a couple of really valuable people that we're going to have a tough time replacing. So anyway, but we are working with the Century Career Center. We've got a co-op student that's going to help us in the maintenance with mechanics and things like that. He's going to be actually working half days all fall, all through the first semester anyway. And then we hope to have another student working in our office on journalism kinds of things. So we always have a story to tell. So anyway, oh gosh, what else was there? Yeah, and the golf course is way ahead of where they were last year. So anyway, any questions?
None here.
Nope.
I'll make a motion to approve the Park and Recreation's monthly reports and Park and Golf mileage report for July 2023.
Second.
Call for question.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Thanks, Jan. Busy. Community Development's monthly report for July 2023. Rob?
So the total deposits for the month of July is $6,173 for 136 permits. We had 4 electrical license, 51 building permits, 1 change of occupancy, and 10 contractor registrations. We had 63 yard sales, 4 electrical permits, and 3 variances.
Make a motion to approve the Community Development's monthly report for July 2023.
Second.
Call for question.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes. All right, demolition hearing for 1900 East Broadway. Is there anyone here to represent 1900 East Broadway? Seeing none, go ahead, Rob.
Okay. 1900 East Broadway was a house fire. We have brought them in, and they were supposed to actually give me a plan of action on it. It is over 75% damaged, only 25% of it structural. So I'm going to allow them to, remodel it. I have not got their plan of action. They have not come in and filed for a permit whatsoever. I know the neighboring property, I know they're itching for this thing to be resolved. So I'm looking for an demolition order that I can.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the demolition for 1900 East Broadway.
Second.
Further discussion? Call for question.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Palmso,
Yes.
Thank you, Rob. Code Enforcement's weekly report. Randy?
Morning, Randy.
Last week I sent out 26 new letters for trash. We had 30 that were cleared from the week before. Sent out 1 citation. We had 28 trash container warnings that went out last week. Tagged 6 more cars. I had 5 that were cleared from the week before. We sent out 17 first notices for grass last week. I had 12 from the week before that were cleared.
Didn't have to send any of the first notices over to the street department. Had 3 second notices sent out, had 7 that were cleared from the week before, and we didn't have to send anything over to the street department except for 1 more third that was added. We had 1 more notice to appear, and we've had no more properties brought in.
I'll make a motion to approve the code enforcement's weekly report.
Second?
Call for question.
Jacob Homicide?
Yes.
Chris Martin?
Yes. All right, property cleanup request, multiple violation properties, 315 14th Street. Is there anyone here represent 315 14th Street? Please come to the mic, state your name for us.
My name is Alacasia Marsh, and I'm the controller for the Gothra family. We had received a violation on this property. We went out and inspected it and found that it was in disarray. We had hired a contractor who had subcontracted out the work. We were being told property was being cleaned once a week and mowed, and that just wasn't true. We have since let him go, and we've got somebody else on board to maintain that property. I personally will be coming here once a week to tour all of our properties, make sure they're being taken care of. That way we don't have any more violations on that property. You know, we've got a great relationship with you guys. We don't want to jeopardize that. We want to keep our properties cleaned up, and we're kind of at a little bit of a loss with this one. As you probably know, we've had numerous times people are breaking into this building. They've destroyed over $100,000 worth of equipment inside of this building. And yeah, throwing trash outside and just, I mean, a multitude of things are going on over there. So yes, I'll be out here every week to have a look and make sure it's being maintained, and we've got new people in there to make sure it's going to continue to be maintained.
Randy, you want to add anything?
The only issue we've had with this property is just in the last 2 years, we've had multiple issues. Last year we kept having to send letters out saying, hey, it needs mowed, hey, it needs cleaned up, hey, it needs mowed. This year, we're already on our 4th one that we've had to send out. We've already done 2 cleanups. Street department spent 8 hours of just weed eating the fence lines and stuff out there. So we need a little more active approach to this property. This is in the center of town. This is an eyesore. It's the one I get the most complaints on when something starts to look bad. I mean, it's an immediate, because you got the 2 main streets. When they see it, that's the first thing we're getting calls about. So we really need to get some activity, something going on there to really clean this up. I mean, we got graffiti on the windows. I mean, if it's not going to be used to that point, let's board that stuff up. Let's secure it a little bit more. I mean, right now, there's nothing. It's just an empty, vacant property. People are going out there doing whatever they want. They're throwing their trash because nobody is actively looking at it and taking care of it. It's what we'd expect any homeowner or anyone in town to do, is take care of your property.
Yeah, and I think what you said about being more active and having a new person taking care of it, I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
And being more active on site yourself, because you can't, and now you know, you can't rely on people, even if they're telling you they're doing it, they're not.
Yeah.
But we're gonna hold you to that. I mean, as a board, that's why we allow these appeals, so that we can, give you notice that this is a real problem.
Yes.
And then you can come in, tell us about, some of the things you might be able to do to remedy that situation in the future. And typically, we give some leeway on these if there are not more violations within a given time frame.
Okay.
So I don't know, what do we, is it 6 months or a year?
Usually what we've been saying is that we go 6 months.
Yeah.
If we allow the appeal, we give 6 months. If there's no violations within that 6 months, we will drop that fine.
But that's going to include, for our purposes,
Trash.
grass, so all of that. As long as there's no more violations within a 6-month period, then we can waive this one.
Okay.
If there's another one within that 6-month period, then this one stays on there, and then you're in multiple violation again, and then you come back before us, and we have the opportunity to, we don't want to.
No.
We don't care about getting the money for this. We just want the place cleaned
Yeah.
up. That's it.
I mean, to be honest, we got the $2,000 fine that was placed by the Board of Works, but we still have $845
Oh.
fines for cleanups and,
Yeah, those are bills. Those are bills. We had to go out there and do the work. Those are bills. The fine itself is what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming in with a plan of action too.
Yes.
Rare. So appreciate that. So yeah, I will make a motion to waive the fine if no violations in a 6-month period.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Jacob Palmstad?
Yes.
Chris Martin?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, board member comments. Deputy.
No, I'm very excited to get that Exide contract approved today, get that project going. That combined with the project over at Trelleborg that we're working on, I think is going to be really, really beneficial to that, northwest area of town, and just excited to see the transformation in that area. So be on the lookout. There's going to be some dirt moving and things of that nature, but really exciting things for that area.
Absolutely. Our intern, Arion, started this week. Very intelligent young man. Thank you, Arion, for participating in the internship program in the mayor's office. Cass County was pretty busy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's very nice to see that. All right, miscellaneous business and any matters not already considered, including ADA Section 504 compliance or concerns. All right, seeing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 9:57.
Second.
Call for question?
Jacob Palmstad?
Yes.
Chris Martin?
Yes. We are adjourned. Have a great day.